Welcome back to the channel. My name is Charlie, otherwise known as Winona Kicks, and today we are answering your questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. So if you didn't see this last night, I posted a picture asking for some questions if you guys have any questions for me. So we're going to be answering them. So let's go. I'm just going to jump right in. There's nothing really else to talk about. So first question, if I could only have one thing in my room, what would it be? Let me go grab it. Everything in my room, including sneakers. I think my Off-White 4s might be it. They are a staple in my collection. I have a separate little box for them, so they're kind of on display and they're not always on the shelf. So Off-White 4s would be the only thing in my apartment. If I could only have one thing, this is what it would be. Alright, next question. What other expenses do you pay other than rent for my apartment? So I have to pay electric and heat and air conditioning, so 50 to 100 extra a month, and then I also have Wi-Fi, which I believe is about $60 a month. So next question. Coming from another college student, how do you manage school and reselling sneakers? Now, it's just about time management. I'm not the best at it yet, but I'm working at it. So if I have shoes that I'm going to resell, I did a lot of reselling last year, so I kind of got the shipping process and the DMs and that kind of all figured out last year. So I kind of have it down to a T on shipping. So if I'm selling stuff on Instagram or whatever, I can ship it out quickly and I know how to do that. And then school, it's just kind of keeping up on homework and trying to get ahead of stuff as much as I can. Next question is from Plug of Cali. Shout out. What made you want to switch to more of a collector than a reseller? So really the big factor is I just ran out of time to resell. Reselling takes a lot of time. It's very lucrative if you know how to do it and it works, but I didn't have a lot of time. I got a full-time job as online digital marketing for a motorsports company. So we made a TikTok, you might see that, Power Lodge. And so I did that all summer and I just didn't have time to resell. Also, my house from home is 3 hours away and so is work, so I was up there all summer and I never lived in Winona. It made it hard to stay with the sneakers all summer, so I just stopped reselling in general and I just took all the money that I had in reselling and started collecting and kind of changed my content. And to be honest, I enjoy collecting shoes more than reselling. There we go. Now I try to wear all my shoes and just enjoy them as they should be. Next question is, what is my Grail shoe? Now I get asked this all the time. A Grail is something that you really want over a long period of time. It doesn't have to be a long period of time, I guess, but just something, a shoe you really want. And I think that shoe would be a 1985 Jordan 1 Chicago. And the reason for that is this is where it all started, in my opinion. I'm a big Jordan fan. I always have been. I used to play basketball. He was always a role model that I looked up to. But a 1985 Chicago in good condition where I can wear them. I really want to get a pair eventually. I know they're very expensive now, but I keep an eye out, and if a pair comes up for a good price in a size 10.5, I'm going to be picking them up. What am I studying at college? I am a mass comm advertising major with a minor in creative digital media, so it's basically online advertising. Apartment tour. Now I'm kind of figuring out the apartment. Yeah, I change it around too often, but apartment tour is coming. If you guys want to see that, then hit the like button and I will make sure to do an apartment tour. How did I get into sneakers? So the story on how I got into sneakers was pretty basic. I used to resell stuff all the time. I used to resell golf clubs, and then I did electronics like PS4s and Xboxes and Apple Watches and anything I could find on Facebook Marketplace that I could resell and make some money off of. And I found a pair of Air Force One, I don't think I have them up here, but Air Force One Jewel Sale. I'll pull a picture up. I got them for 40 bucks brand new, and they were going for 100. I was like, wow, I can resell these. So I never resold them. I actually saved them, but I bought a pair of dead stock Jordan Legacy 312 Dream Teams from Poshmark. I paid $32 for them and I sold them for 100 within 8 hours, I believe it was, and I was like, I love this. And so I knew nothing about sneakers. I started with reselling anything from the Roshis to Yeezys to anything that I knew that I could get some money for. So through a lot of trial and error with legit checking and authenticity and markets and taking a hit on a few, I ended up kind of figuring out the markets and really getting into shoes. And this was about 3 years ago now, so I've been loving it ever since. What do I do for a living? Resell in college, stock market investments. So kind of a little bit of a nest egg from this summer. I worked a lot, tried to save up some money so I don't have to work a ton in college, and I can focus on content and stuff because that's what I like doing, and focus on school. Otherwise, I still work from my computer at my marketing jobs. I do that occasionally through the week, and then I just got a new gig doing digital marketing for another company also. So yeah, I keep busy. Did you ever not want to go to college? Yes, I have contemplated dropping out quite a bit. I'm 3 years deep now. I only got a year left. I didn't really know exactly. I came into college undecided. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to do business administration, and then I kind of found out it wasn't for me, and I wanted to do more online related jobs. So I eventually decided on mass comm advertising, and I went from there. And after about 2.5 years, I decided let's just finish it out. I got a job that's in my career path already, so and they don't want me to quit college because I'm continuously learning about advertising and billboards and online marketing and social media marketing and that kind of stuff. So I'm gutting it out, but I don't think college is for everyone, and if it's not for you, then don't do it. But the only thing that I do say is have a plan. Don't just lounge around and do nothing. If you're not going to go to college, then have a plan on what you're going to do, and if you don't, then it might be worth it to take a few classes and kind of figure it out, because I didn't know what I wanted to do until I came to college and took 1.5 years of classes, and then I decided, hey, I really like this online stuff. Let me go do that. 3 must-haves in a collection. I think, in my opinion, you need to have a pair of Jordan 1s. Jordan 1s are a must. I think they go with everything. If you get a neutral color pair like these or the Sails, then it's a great pair to have. I think everyone should have a pair of New Balances of some sort, either 550s or 2002Rs or 990s or whatever. And then also, I think everyone should have a pair of Dunks. It could either be some highs, it could be some SBs, it could be some regular Dunks, but I like SBs, so I got those. What camera do I use? Now I use a Sony a7C. I have 2 Tamron lenses, a 17 to 28 millimeter f2.8, and then I have a 28 to 200 millimeter f2.8 also for more photography stuff. And then I have a Rode VideoMic Pro, and then my lighting setup I actually rent from the school. So do I clean the soles after wearing the shoes to the store and then I put them on the bookshelf? Kind of weird wording, but not necessarily. Most of the time they just get a little bit dirty, and they're not crazy dirty where I don't have to clean them. If I'm going through the mud or something, I'll wipe them off with some swipes. I'm not paid by them or anything. I just use them occasionally. So otherwise, I'll do a deep clean if I go hiking. I went hiking in my protection packs the other day, and they got pretty dirty. You can see that. But I'll just do a quick wipe down, and then occasionally there gets dirt on the shelf, and I'll wipe it off and vacuum it up. So nothing crazy. Dream car, it's definitely a Dodge Challenger. Any variant, I think if I got the highest, it's a Demon, I believe. I just like the body style, boxy, it's awesome. Otherwise, I would have to say Porsche 911, a little higher range. So yeah, I think those are both really cool cars. I'm really into cars, so I've actually worked valet for a couple of years. So I'm pretty into cars, and I'm getting more into them. I just don't have a garage or anything, so I can't really work on cars or anything yet. But hopefully I get those 2 cars in the future. Biggest accomplishment you have done in sneakers? I think just learning the markets. I came from no knowledge of sneakers at all, and I learned all of it on my own. I just watched YouTube videos and figured it out, and for 6 months I didn't resell any hype shoes. I didn't know anything about them, and I learned through trial and error everything about them. So I think my biggest accomplishment is just self-teaching myself about sneakers and kind of the history on them, and learning more about them, and just kind of falling in love with them. But the self-taught aspect, I think, is my biggest accomplishment. On an average day, what gets you going? Just the constant improvement. I think you see those vlogs on TikTok where they're like vlogging their perfect day, and they get up and they eat a healthy breakfast and they do a workout and they go to their business job or whatever. I think it's just the constant progression of building something such as Winona Kicks as a company and a brand, accomplishing my dreams in terms of career path, content goals, and just, I don't have any crazy dreams out there. I probably should, but just the constant improvement and trying to be the best I can, because you only got one life. So what's the shoe that really got you into sneakers and the culture? I still have it, actually. It is my first pair of retro Jordans, the Jordan 4 What The. Now, I only got into shoes a couple of years ago, so it's still a pretty new pair. And some people, I always get comments like, "All your shoes are only 2 years, 3 years old, and you don't have any retros." I don't, because I'm a new sneakerhead, so that's just the excuse. But this shoe really got me into retro Jordans. I think just the quality on it and the design, what it stands for and what the design. I think it just kind of opened a gateway to retro Jordans that I didn't have before I got this shoe. So the Jordan 4 what the? Ways to grow your following and how to take reselling or collecting to the next level. Ways to grow a following, I think as long as you have something that's unique and people actually want to watch. If you don't want to watch it yourself and it's boring, then they're not going to watch it. So I try to remember that every time I turn on the camera and make a video. In terms of growing a following, I think posting to every channel that you can, including Reels, Instagram, YouTube, any platform that you can, even Pinterest or LinkedIn. I don't do those two, but I suggest it. You have to think if one of them shuts down or you lose access to one of them, is everything you work for going to be gone, or do you still have something to fall back on? A few months ago, I lost my Instagram account for a couple of days. I lost access to it, and that was a lot of my work, but I still had TikTok, and that's when I realized, hey, I need to start this YouTube thing and kind of start growing it and enjoying it as well. So in terms of content, just continuously pushing out content daily to different avenues and trying to grow a following. In terms of reselling, just make smart money decisions. Don't rush any sneaker purchases. If you buy shoes for overmarket and you can't get out of them, then you're stuck. So I suggest waiting until you find a good price and then buying the shoe. Do I have my own apartment? Yes, I have a 1-bed, 1 living room, 1-bath apartment, whatever you want to call it. It's not a studio. So yes, I have an apartment. What do you think the best sneaker TikToker is? That's a tough one. I follow a lot. I follow just about everybody in the sneaker community on TikTok. So otherwise, people that restore shoes I like a lot. Sneaker TikTokers are Tim. I'll flash that up right now. He is a businessman. He's a corporate worker. He's a father. He's a good husband. And he has an amazing sneaker collection, and the type of videos he makes I love. And yeah, I think that's one of them that I really like and enjoy to watch because it's interesting content and it's a deep dive into the New York corporate world, so it's pretty interesting. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free. Don't feel like you have to, but it supports the channel. So all right, we'll catch you in the next one, and peace.